What's going on, guys? It's Biohazard Candy Kid coming at you here with another great video. You know, life is great. Life is great. It's good. It's awesome. So I want to talk about a few things here. I guess, well, for one thing, I'm going to start off by this. You know how sometimes life is really good to you and you have a job and you're supposed to be there at a certain time and you come like an hour early, 2 hours early, thinking, oh, I'm supposed to be here at this time. And then they tell you, no, you're supposed to be at that time. See, it's because you're such a good person that you just naturally just think, oh, well, okay, I guess today is a great day. You know, I guess I'm doing the right thing. I guess I'm just superhuman. You know what I mean? Like, and sometimes you forget. Sometimes you have a lot of stuff in your mind. And that's okay. I mean, that's a part of life. We're not perfect people. You know? None of us are perfect people. None of us. I know there's a lot of you who will say that, oh, I'm perfect. But none of us are perfect. So I want to say this, okay? The Gran Turismo movie is coming out. Now, I've been playing Gran Turismo since number one. I've started on number one. I've actually been playing racing games my whole entire life. Okay? I've seen countless number of racing movies. I've played countless number of racing games at the arcades. I have a racing simulator setup. I have a steering wheel and pedals. I have a lot of racing games, ranging from Super Nintendo, Nintendo Entertainment System, all the way on up till the newest and latest PC versions. PlayStation 3, 2, 1, Nintendo 64, you know, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy SP. I have a whole plethora. Okay? I don't have every other console I didn't mention, but I have a plethora of racing games. And one of the ones that I have collected and loved over the years is Gran Turismo for the PlayStation. Created by Polyphony Digital, the owner, Kazunori Yamauchi. Okay? That's how you pronounce his name. Kazunori Yamauchi. Not Kanori Yauchi. And I'm going to tell you that the Gran Turismo movie has been a long time coming. I remember them talking about it with Gran Turismo 4, that they wanted to produce a movie. I remember, you know, when Gran Turismo Sport came out, they wanted to produce a movie. Now, I don't own Gran Turismo Sport. I do not own Gran Turismo 7. I don't own Gran Turismo 1, but I own Gran Turismo 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the PSP versions. Those are the ones I own. Oh, but a real true fan would own every single one of them. Well, I just don't own a PlayStation 4. And I just don't own a PlayStation 5. Because of backwards compatibility. And because the online is not free. So I stick to PC. And my PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 2 and 1 and my Nintendo, you know, emulators and Game Boy Colors and Game Boys SPs and stuff like that. I don't even need the new systems. Why do I need to buy a new system every 5 years. I got a PC. I have a bunch of racing games on there that are great. Assetto Corsa, R Factor 2, Dirt Rally Series, Dirt Series. You know, a whole host of other ones. Need for Speed, Hot Pursuit 3 on my other PC. I mean, you get the whole deal. I'm a big person that loves racing. I'm big into racing. But you see, Gran Turismo movie, that is something that I already expected to happen. I said it's going to happen sooner or later because it's a famous franchise. And you know what's going to happen because of Gran Turismo movie? They're going to make a Forza movie. Microsoft is going to do some movie about Forza because they already made Halo movies. So they're going to do something about Forza because they're going to have to compete. I like Forza, don't get me wrong. The Forza Motorsport series, I love it. Forza Horizons, well, I like it because it's racing, but I like Forza Motorsports. I like that. Yes, Need for Speed went the same route, you know, of doing open world stuff. But that's Need for Speed. You see, Need for Speed was always about going really fast in an open world. Even Need for Speed High Stakes, which is for PlayStation, you know, the original PlayStation, the gray one. That still was, you know, it wasn't open world in the sense of open world today, but it was about going through the twist and the turns of the windy roads of some mountain pass or a city, you know, getting arrested by the cops if you got too many tickets, stuff like that. Need for Speed still focuses on that. They did do track-focused games. Need for Speed Unleashed, Need for Speed Unleashed 2. You know what I'm saying? The Unleashed series. And some of their other games that were more track-focused. That weren't really take it to the street racing, get a ticket by a cop type of deal. Need for Speed has always been the arcadish, simcade, you know, type of deal. Gran Turismo is the one that started this whole deal. Because before Gran Turismo, what games did you have that were realistic? Yeah, you had some F1 games. You had some NASCAR games that showed damage, that made it to where you had to go to the pits and, you know, fix things. And before you started the race, you could tune and set up your, you know, car and stuff. But Gran Turismo took it to a whole nother level. Gran Turismo started the simulation genre. Kazunori Yamauchi, by the way, used to be a race car driver in Japan. And his love for cars and racing led him to create one of the best games on the planet. R Factor 2, Assetto Corsa, and Assetto Corsa Competizione are the result of Gran Turismo's years. Not the result of them themselves. It's because of Gran Turismo. People have taken Gran Turismo and made it better. Assetto Corsa, Assetto Corsa Competizione, R Factor 2. What are some of the other ones? Drive Club, Drive Club 2. And there's another one that I can't remember. That's a pretty good one, famous one. All of these ones that are the one that everyone plays that came out in 2007, 2008. That's still around. That you have to pay a monthly subscription to. You all know what it's called. Richard Burns Rally, one of the best rally games ever. Dirt Rally, one of the best rally games ever. WRC. And yeah, people will debate which ones are the best, which ones aren't. I'll tell you that Gran Turismo 2, okay, and Gran Turismo 4 are the best Gran Turismos ever made. Gran Turismo 2 being probably the pinnacle. Yeah, it was rushed. Yeah, you can't complete the whole game. But you look at Gran Turismo 2 and look at all the content it had for back then. Look at what he did. I mean, name a game today. I want you to do this for me. I want you to name a game today where you can buy a used car in the used car dealership, okay? And then go to the section where you customize your car with parts, and you can put liveries on it and turn it into a race car or rally car. Like, name a game today that you can do that without using mods, without going to some third party software. Name a game today. Give it to me. Gran Turismo 7? Gran Turismo Sport? Assetto Corsa? Competizione? Assetto Corsa? Richard Burns Rally? WRC 9? Come on, give it to me. Gran Turismo 2, you could literally buy a used car. Let's say you bought a used Honda Civic. Just a base model, EX model, whatever. You could literally go into the auto shop, and there was a section where you could put liveries on your car, and there was different types of liveries. There wasn't just one livery and you were stuck with that. Of course, it's not like Need for Speed Shift 2 Unleashed where you can make your own liveries. It's not like Juice 2 Hot Import Nights where you can literally make your own liveries. But think about this. A racing game that features almost 1,000 cars in the 90s, 1999, 1998. That is about all types of racing, broad spectrum. That was like the first simulation, true simulation game of the 90s. Think about this. A game like that, you could add liveries to it. Yeah, it's not creating your own. It's not, you put a sticker here, put a sticker there, move it around, change the color. No, but think about it. And then, yeah, he, of course, kept that kind of deal as time went on. But it became like a premium feature, like in Gran Turismo 5 or Gran Turismo 6, how only certain cars could get liveries and get body kits and shit. And then he implemented in Gran Turismo Sport, I guess, and number 7 has it. I really didn't look into Sport and 7 too much. But seriously, games are now starting to... Need for Speed, yeah, they've always implemented that. Okay, whatever. It's Need for Speed. It's EA Games. But I mean, customization, all this stuff where it's really your own. Like, look at it. Come on. Let's take a look. I'm a big promoter of Gran Turismo. I'm a big promoter of any racing game that is a good racing game. Shoot, even the Mario Kart series, even all the old racing games of the 80s, in the early 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. A lot of other racing games are really great. Enthusia is a great game. Yeah, there are a bunch of racing games on mobile and stuff like that. I mean, stay away from mobile. I've played those racing games. And everyone plays EA's real racing and stuff. Yeah, come on, no. Really? Let's stick to the consoles, the handhelds. Game Boy, PSP, PS Vita, Nintendo DS. Let's stick to the consoles, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, Nintendo 64. Let's stick to the PCs. Whether you're on the Commodore 64, Windows, machine, whichever version Windows you have. Come on. That's where it's at. Especially PC is where it's really at. Yeah, I wish Gran Turismo was on PC. You never know. You might see 7 get a port to PC. If that happens, I'm getting it. The only thing is, I know for a fact that the old Gran Turismos won't get a port to PC. I mean, at least for now, this year. In the future, I have no idea. But PC games, racing games today, not PC, racing games today have to give thanks to Gran Turismo. A lot of these games that you guys play nowadays are because of Gran Turismo. So this new Gran Turismo movie that's coming out, oh, it's going to be great. Would I watch the new Fast and Furious? No, I'll just go watch Fast and Furious 2, Fast and Furious 1, Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. I will watch all of those ones, but I won't watch the new one. Number 4 is where I drew the line. Yes, I saw the ones after 4, but I drew the line at 4. Why? Because Tokyo Drift, because see what they did with 1, 2, and 3 was, 1 was really about the street racing scene. And number 2 was still about the street racing scene, just in the east of the United States. 1 was set in the west of the United States. California, Nevada, places like that. The other one was set like in Florida, New York, you know, the eastern part of the United States. Down in the south, eastern, you know, East United States. The third one basically showed you what the Tokyo scene was like, what it was like in Japan. Even though it was, a lot of it was shot in LA. Number 4 is where they started to get crazy. Come on. In Mexico, jumping out of things? Really? A Pontiac Fiero going into space? Really? I didn't see that one. That's the only one I didn't see, and I'm not seeing this next one. No Paul Walker or Paul Walker. I like that guy. But seriously, like the new Gran Turismo movie, oh, that's gonna be sweet because it's gonna be like the old school 90s racing movies. To me, it's gonna kind of be like an Initial D of the 90s. You guys need to see a movie called Driven. You guys need to see a movie, it's with Jackie Chan. I forgot the name of it. But it's a racing movie in the 90s. You guys need to watch those classic movies. Watch Cannonball Run. Cannonball Run 2. Watch those classic movies. Yeah, you can even watch that one famous movie that was made, I think, in the 60s with the Charger and the Mustang, the Dodge Charger and the Ford Mustang with Steve McQueen. That's a really great movie too. You know, but there's a lot of movies out there that just suck, that aren't about the racing culture, the tuner scene anymore. And I'm big into the tuner scene. I'm big into the culture scene. I mean, this car that I own right now, I want to do a build on it. I just don't know what I want to do yet, but I know I want to do some type of build on it. I don't want to spend $30,000, $100,000, but I want to do something, you know, that's kind of cool. I want to make it my own. I don't want to copy everyone else. You see, so the thing is that a lot of people today, they will, you know, tell you, oh, this is great, that's great, you should still play this, you should still watch this, when it's all shit. when there is good stuff out there. It does exist. It's just that the majority of it's crap. So just find the good stuff. Find the stuff, that is coming out that is really good. Cater to that, not the crap. Let me see here. Oh, okay. Oh, God. Huh. I didn't realize I was trying to look at the time on my phone, but I didn't realize that I had a... Okay. No, seriously, like, this stuff is great. The Gran Turismo movie that's coming out is great. I'm going to see it. I'm not going to see it in theaters, of course. I'll just... I'll watch it, at home. Once it's out, at home. On the internet or whatever. Because movie theaters are just another racket. How is it that today you pay $20 for a ticket at the movie theater? How is it? The movie theater was a place that was 15 cents. And we're talking for a movie, a popcorn, and a soda. 15 cents. I mean, I already know why it's like that. I mean, I already know. I already know. I know that this world is crazy, fucked up, and stupid. I know that. That's not a secret. But how can we let that happen? How? Just don't go to the movie theater anymore. Watch your stuff at home for free. There's a lot of free services out there that you can watch movies, TV shows, whatever, old or new. I'm dead serious. And when I say don't go to a movie theater, it doesn't mean don't go out and you go to the movie and don't go to a movie theater, don't hang out with human beings, stay at home and take your little flu shot and sit in front of the computer all day. No, that's not what I mean. Like, we need to get those prices to be $1. The movie theater prices need to be $1, and the popcorn needs to be $1, and the soda and the candy and all this, other things they sell there. How is it that you go to a movie theater and you pay $25 for a movie, $25 for a popcorn, $25 for a soda? At the end, it's going to be like $1,000. You see what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. When all that shit can be done for free at home. No wonder why the movie theaters are so empty. And the experience of a movie theater is not the experience of the 90s even. Because the 90s, I remember going to the movies in the 90s. I remember going to see movies at the movie theater in the 90s. There was a lot more people going there. Not because, Netflix wasn't invented. Not because... Actually, Netflix started in the 90s. You could still get stuff off the internet from the 90s. New movies, old movies. You could watch them on DVD, VHS. They'd send it to you in the mail. Voila. And they still have that service today. But people still went to the movies. Why? Because it was cheap. Even those Costco movie tickets are expensive. And it's not worth it. And that's cheaper than the movie theater. This world is upside down. This world is fucked up because we made it fucked up. The devil, he just initiated the process. He's, he has his demons going around helping us out, but we're doing it ourselves. Look at all the wars we have. Look at all the wars we're creating. Billions of dollars. There's a movie that everyone needs to watch. And it's a movie that is in Japanese, but it's also in English. If you watch it on Amazon, it's in English. If you watch it on YouTube, it's in Japanese. And in the title, one of the names is Archimedes. I forgot the name of the movie. I'll probably link the movie. I'll just put the name of the movie down in the description. But it talks about during World War II how the Japanese created one of the biggest battleships ever made in history. They went above and beyond. Forget America. Forget the British and the Germans and the Spanish and everybody else. Forget that. The Japanese outdid everybody. They did something that was beyond belief. And their ship was indestructible, but it got destroyed by the Americans because the Americans just kept going at that ship. They kept attacking it, kept bombing it. They named the ship after one of their most famous samurai in history. One of the most famous people in Japanese history in the land of Japan, land of the rising sun. So this is what they did. This is exactly what they did. They spent, in today's money, billions of yen in creating a ship that was not needed. They wasted the money of Japan, wasted the resources. I'm gonna say this real clearly. So, I'm going to talk about the part of Japan and America. But I'm going to start from this. America created communism. Look it up. America created communism. Communism was created by the Americans. Yes, it was. In the 1800s. The ideas, Karl Marx and his Communist Manifesto, and other people, they wrote their ideas, but then America started to implement them. That's why America is a communist country. Not in the sense of North Korea or Russia in the 60s. No, we're not there yet, but we're getting there. We just call ours a capitalist system, but it's crony capitalism, it's communism. They just don't want to call it communism. So we just call it crony capitalism, and it sells. And it gets the people all, in a different mood, in a different mindset. Because if they came out and said we're communists, they know what would happen. All these people here in America who have guns, whoo, forget Mount St. Helens. Fucking Yellowstone National Park would be exploding. People would start shooting everywhere. So we call it crony capitalism or crapitalism, But they're just the people who run this country, whether it's your local government, your state, your You know, the Washington, D.C., whatever. They're all fascist. They're all communist. So what happened? What happened was America created communism. So America said, well, we have to put our communism somewhere. So where'd they put it? They put it in Russia. They put it in China. They said, these are the two places that we're going to put it at, and we're going to see if it works. Well, in China, it still works. In Russia, it doesn't work. It only worked for so long. But in China, it still works. Why? Because they're Asian. Because the Asian people, naturally, they just follow orders. They just do as they're told. They just have that mindset. There's just that type of spirit floating around there. And so it worked. So America was successful in putting communism into China. Mao Zedong, he was a student here in America. Why do you think he was so fluent in English? Yeah, you'll hear a bunch of his stuff in Chinese, but he spoke to, presidents of the United States and, stuff like that. He spoke to other countries. He spoke English. Of course, it was Chinglish, Chinese English, but it was very good. Oh yeah, he studied in the United States. Go look it up. It's not false history. I know that the history they give you is, oh, he was a bad person. He created communism. Oh my gosh. They'll give you the false history. Yeah, yes, that's out there. That's mainstream. That's what you'll find. But you have to start researching in a certain way. So that is not your top search. That is not what comes up when you do that type of search. It's hidden. It's hidden knowledge. So they created communism. Now, see, the Japanese never liked China. See, Japanese were originally Chinese. They were originally Chinese and some Koreans. And those people didn't like their emperors. They wanted to get away from them. This is way back in the Middle Ages. This is way back in the ancient times. And so they went to this island and they created their own little nation state. Of course, the Japanese did their own shit too. They weren't perfect, but they didn't like their emperor. They wanted to rebel. They wanted to get away. So they said, hey, what's beyond that ocean? Okay, bam, there's a land. No one's on it. Yeah, Okinawa already had some people on it. There's some indigenous Okinawans there. That's why Okinawa has its own type of people. They're majority Japanese, but still, they had their own islanders that already settled there that came from somewhere else. So the Japanese basically came there, they founded their own place, and they started to rebel. They had fights with the Koreans, with, the Chinese, with other nations, that were out in the seas. So come to World War I, come to the 1800s, they were allies of America. America started supplying them with stuff. We started trading with them. Okay, great. You see, when America started to put communism everywhere, wherever they put it, China, Russia, other places, people started to intervene, and America didn't like that. So they said, we're going to cut you off from us. So when America went into China and set up, and started to set up communism, Japan was in there trying to dismantle China because they didn't like it, because they knew that, hey, China's a bad deal. We need to get rid of them. And the Americans didn't like that. Hey, look, fuck you. Get the fuck out of here. We're trying to set up a communism. No. You know what? We're not your ally anymore. We're going to stop supplying you with things. Because Japan requested help. Because the resources of Japan were not infinite. Because it's a small island. They had to get everything from someone else at the time. So America said no. So Japan said, all right, you want to say no? We'll show you what no means. And they attacked Pearl Harbor, which was a stupid mistake, which really no one should have been doing anything evil, and then World War II wouldn't have happened, World War I wouldn't have happened. But of course, everyone was doing something that was evil, that was a sin. So it all happened. And it happened by design. It was all planned. So they could set up a League of Nations, a United Nations. You know what I'm saying? Because the League of Nations fell, the United Nations got propped up, and it's still here. And it worked. Except not every country's on board with it. So the thing is that Japan attacked. So then America went to war with Japan. All because America said no to supplying them with stuff so they could defeat the Chinese, because America wanted communism in China. Go look it up. Go do your research if you don't believe me. Go see the Bolshevik Revolution. Go see how the Americans went and, they sent a ship from America all the way up to Russia to start the communist revolution and to get communism in Russia. I don't support any country on this planet. I support God. I don't support any human being on this planet. I support God. And no, not that I don't support any human being, meaning I'm Satan, I'm the devil, stuff like that. Come on, you know what I mean. I don't support any bad human being, any evil human being. Anybody that sins. I'm not perfect either. But those of you in that not perfect box aren't perfect either. And that's everyone on this planet. So, that's what happened. You know, and the same shit is happening now. And so the movie basically shows that the Japanese, they went all out. They wanted to have their navy be the best in the world, which it already was. It was an indestructible navy. No one could defeat their navy for years on end. Look at the Middle Ages. Look at the 1700s, 1800s. China, Korea, even some parts of Russia. They were trying to defeat the Japanese Navy and they couldn't. They built some of the best ships in the world. They were great shipbuilders. And it's not a surprise. I mean, they're an island nation, just a huge island, surrounded by water. Of course, they're going to be great shipbuilders. China had one of the best fleets on the planet in the Middle Ages. They had a admiral in the Navy that could have taken over this whole world. He had a huge fleet. Was it better than the Japanese? Probably not. Was it close? Probably so. But this one Japanese journal said it right. The aircraft carriers were the way. And airplanes were the way, not these big battleships. They wasted billions in today's money in the 1940s. So I want to say this, that today we need to have people stop spending money like crazy on things that aren't needed. And they have to spend money on things that actually help life, that support human beings, that go with God, not against God. That's what we have to do. Because if we don't do that, we'll just continue to dip down. It doesn't matter what country you live in. It doesn't matter if you live in America, you live in China, you live in Russia, you live in Zimbabwe, you live in Germany, you live in Switzerland, you live in Brazil, you live in Ecuador, you live in Canada, you live in Australia, you live in New Zealand, you live in Sweden, you live in France, you live in Congo, you live in South Africa, you live in Egypt, you live in Israel. You live in Turkmenistan. It doesn't matter. All countries are going to go down if we continue to do the same shit we've been doing for millennia, since the beginning of Adam and Eve. since the beginning of God creating everything. If we continue to do the same shit, we're just going to go down. Let's continue to wake up. Let's continue to smell the roses. Let's continue to see what the world for what it really is. Let's not let the devil in. Beat the devil out of it, as Bob Ross would say. Let's, get all these evil people out of this planet. They want to go to the moon? We'll send them to the moon. But send them in such a way where once they get shot out into space, they freeze to death. Because, a lot of us are getting sick and tired of this crap that's going on this planet. And when I say a lot of us, those that know the truth. The ones that don't know the truth, that keep watching television, listening to the radio, listening to a podcast on, whatever app you're using, or whatever you're using, or whatever device you're using, watching videos of people, those who watch the mainstream shit, and even the non-mainstream stuff that we call the underground stuff, that is fake. They don't know crap, and they don't know that they don't know. The real information is out there. The truth is out there. If you don't want to search for it, don't search for it. If you don't want to, go find it, don't go find it. Be a stupid ass your whole life. You're not going to produce anything worthwhile on this planet. What are you going to produce? Tell me. Oh, I made an invention that helps people. It helps people walk. Really? When we still have people killing people, we still have people taking money, we still have people setting up a fourth industrial revolution, and you come up with an invention that helps people walk instead of taking care of the real issues. Instead of getting the people that you elected out of office, whether it's local, state, universal, whatever type of government. Seriously, come on, guys. Like, this is no joke. Let's not have anything be crappy. Let's not create crappy things anymore. Let's not have planned obsolescence. Let's make it to where our things last 1,000, 2,000, to infinity and beyond years. Let's not have it to where cell phones break after 5 years and you have to buy a new one. Let's not have it to where, you have to get a new car every 5 years because they change the look, the models, the engine, everything. Let's make it to where it lasts forever. Let's do that. Oh, then everyone would be out of business. No, everyone wouldn't be out of business because we still have to create humans, and those new humans still have to buy the car. Oh, but they would just buy the old ones. They wouldn't buy any new ones. We wouldn't need to make any new ones. Yeah, you would, because you would have to have enough cars to support the human population. You would have to make more cars because the human population would be growing. Because if you just, stop making cars because they're so reliable, they last forever, and there's only, 35 trillion cars on the planet, but there's 1 quintillion people on the planet, what the fuck? You have to have them both match up. This many people, this many cars. This many bicycles, this many trains, buses, planes, whatever. Boats, spaceships. So, I'm gonna let you know, I'm gonna tell you that we need to get this shit on the real. I'm not someone who is gonna tell you bullshit. I'm gonna tell you like it is, and I'm gonna tell you what you need to do. From God, though, because God is using me as a microphone to tell you what to do, as well as He's telling you through other people who are microphones for him. God tells me what to tell you, essentially. The devil doesn't tell me what to tell you, because the devil would have me make videos about alcohol, videos about sex, and how to have sex, and how to have multiple partners, how to be transgender and gay, lesbian, bisexual. The devil would tell me to make videos on how to smoke a cigar, how to take LSD, crack, cocaine, meth. That's what the devil would tell me to do. Those are the kind of videos I would be doing. If I chose the devil. But I chose God. And actually, God chose me. God chooses everyone. Whether you accept him choosing you, that's up to you. I chose God. He accepted me. God chose me. I accepted him. We accept each other. Whether you want to accept God, whether you want it to be where you both accept each other, that's up to you. Whether you need it, it's up to you. I need it. I want it. So I chose it. I went for it. I didn't have to go to some church that's fake and that just gains a whole population of people and tells them to put on a mask and get poked with a pencil just so they can put lead in their body. I don't need that. I can read my Bible at home with my family, with the woman that I love, with my friends. We can just sit in their garage, just sit there, read the Bible, and follow through. Do as it says. Word for word, line for line. Exactly what God says. And then also do our research and go research other texts that are not put in the Bible because they want to keep it out of the Bible because humans are fucked up. Like, seriously, look, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. If you just follow the word of God, if you just do as he says, all will be well. Treat people with kindness. Treat people as the way you want to be treated, meaning treat people with kindness because you want to be treated with kindness. Not, do unto others as you would do unto them. Okay, golden rule. Do good as you would want other people to do good to you. Not do evil as you want other people to do evil to you. No, we don't want an evil society. We don't want sinners. We don't want evildoers. We don't want criminals. We don't want drug addicts. We don't want fucked up people. We don't need that. Beat the devil out of it. Beat them out of it. Beat them out of this world. Take that paintbrush. Seriously. This is not a joke. This is not a fucking joke. Let's get this done and let's do it. Why do we have a lot of PC games nowadays? Why do we have a lot of shitty PC games nowadays? Why? Why are a lot of games shit these days? Is there a reason for that? Yeah, there is. There's a big reason for that. Because humans just don't care to create something good anymore. Because all they care about is money. All they care about is some satanic agenda. They don't care about the common man and giving them a good video game that they need? Why is it that a lot of books today that are written in a sloppy way? A lot of it doesn't make sense. Why is a lot of the music today crap? And the music of the 60s. Why? Because humans don't care. Because humans don't follow the word of God. They follow the word of the devil. They follow Satan's book. They do as he says. They do on thy wilt. You know, you take a tree that's in your garden, okay? Like those purple trees that people plant in their garden that grow, you know, I'd say as tall as, you know, a 2-story house. That's about it. And they have these little plums on them, these little cherries. You know, you can eat them and stuff, but like they don't have too many. But they look like little purple cherries. You have a tree like that, okay? A purple plum tree. Grows very rapidly. Grows tall fast. But it'll die young. It'll die fast. It won't live that long. Whereas you have a tree like in the Sequoia National Forest, a sequoia tree, which grows very slowly. We're talking a million years, like 10,000 years. It grows very tall, like we're talking some of those Dubai buildings tall. 300-400 feet tall, 1,000 feet tall. But it doesn't die young, and it doesn't even die old. It matures. It's a mature tree. It's not an amateur tree. You know, it's not easy to cut down. You cut both trees, you see the rings? Well, the first tree you cut has like 1 to 2 rings. The second tree you cut, the big one, the sequoia, you'll see it has 100 rings. 100 rings. The other one has 1 or 2. The other one has 100. People want things instantly. People want to, you know, do things fast. They don't want to take their time. I say I want to post a video once a week or every day. But how come I keep posting videos that are even years apart, months apart? Because I'm taking my time. Because I'm not someone who's going to, you know, keep this camera on and just have my life be a video. Because I do things in the world. I take my time. I have all the time in the world. Time is a precious thing. Yes. We are not limited on time, because when you die, you go to heaven. And so you're still going to be doing things in heaven. So you have all the time in the world. See? You don't look at it that way. You look at it as, we're born, we live, then we die. There's our time. Nope. You still got heaven, and you still got hell. You go somewhere else. That's all it is. You come from somewhere, you go somewhere, and you go somewhere else. See what I'm saying? Because before you were born, you were somewhere else. Then you're born, you live on this planet, Then when you die, you just go somewhere else. So God created the system. So time is infinite. When you die and you go to heaven, or you go to hell, whichever place you're going to, you're spending time there. And you'll be there for eternity. Yeah, until God destroys everything. And just, and just makes it to where it's just him again. Before he recreates everything. Or creates a whole new thing. So, the thing is that don't be in a rush. Don't do things quick. Don't create something that's shit. Like Gran Turismo 2. How they rushed the game. And then look, you can't even complete the whole game. Don't be a person like that. Yeah, it's a great game. But they rushed it. For their own reasons. That's what people do nowadays. You know? People rush. They don't take their time at things. They don't mature. They mature very fast. Meaning, oh, at 13, I was already mature. Yeah. If you don't become a child at 5 years old and you don't become a teenager at 15 and you don't become an adult at 18, you're going to fail. You're going to fail. You're supposed to go through the process that God has given you. You're supposed to be a child at 5, not a teenager or an adult. You're supposed to be a teenager at 15, not an adult or a child. And you're supposed to be an adult at 18, at least here in America, because that's what we consider an adult, or 20 or whatever, not a teenager or a kid. But the majority of you, in that box, you just become adults right off the bat, right at 5, live at 5. You don't play as a child. You don't act as a teenager at 15. You don't play as a child at 5. You know what you're going to act like when you're an adult? A teenager and a child. Also, yeah, the system is made to be that way. That's why a lot of men and women, not just men, not just women, are children today. Because they're reversing it. Be an adult at 5. Go get a job at 5. Go, do this at 5 years old. At 15. But when you're 30 years old, be a child. Play. Have fun. Big boy toys. Small boy toys. Or girl toys. No. Everything's being flipped upside down. Everything's being reversed. And you can see that throughout society. Let's see here. Man. Sorry, the sun is should make things a little better, I guess. So, let me see if I can. There we go. So, essentially, you know, life is set a certain way by God. And if you don't follow that certain system, that certain way, then there's a lot of stuff that's going to happen to you that is negative, that is bad. And you're going to complain about it. When it's your fault, when it's because you didn't follow the system that God has set up. You can't just do unto will, listen to the devil, and not listen to God. No. And I'm not saying you can't, meaning you don't have, you can't choose. You're not allowed to choose. No, you can choose. But you know what I mean? It's not right. It's not cool. Just because, you can doesn't mean you should. Just because you can choose to eat a poisonous mushroom doesn't mean you should. Just because it's there doesn't mean that you should eat it. God put it there for its purpose, but the purpose was not for you to eat the poisonous mushroom. The purpose was for its own purpose. Whatever God, has put in it. Whatever purpose God has, given it. But it sure wasn't, the purpose of, hey, I go over there and eat that poisonous mushroom. Woohoo! This is not a joke. So, I want you guys to do one thing for me. Okay? I want you guys to start off doing this. Go to bed at a decent time. Go to bed at 9 o'clock. Decent time. 10 o'clock. 9 o'clock, let's say. Just say a decent time. Not 3 a.m. Yeah, I do that sometimes. We're not perfect. No one's perfect. But go to bed, and go to bed with the rhythm of this planet. And when you go to bed, do not use your clock. Don't even, you know what? Forget the 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Don't even use your clock. Go with the rhythm of the planet. Sun up, sun down. Sun up, sun down. Okay? And start doing that. If you can't fall asleep, have someone talk to you in a very low voice and fall asleep. Whether it be on your phone, whether it be your spouse, your girlfriend, whatever, whoever it may be, just have someone talk to you. Why do you think we have children go to bed after a bedtime story? Why do you think we give children bedtime stories? Because talking to them makes them fall asleep. It's a natural thing that humans do. My dad did it to me. My mom did it to me. Even my brother did it to me a few times. Even my grandma, aunts, and uncles read bedtime stories. We all do it to each other. We all did it to each other. It's a natural way of making people go to sleep. We don't need to take some NyQuil. We don't need to take some drug. We don't need to, I don't know, go to some therapist or do some doctor bullshit. We can do this on our own. I mean, we can do this together, us humans, by talking. It's a natural way of doing things. Even your animals can make you go to sleep. If you have dogs, cats, hamsters, stuff like that. So go to sleep early. I want you guys to do that. Go to sleep, with the rhythm of the planet. Go research the proper way to sleep, the proper way to follow sleep. Go research how clocks were invented by monks in the ancient times, and how they screwed up the whole system by inventing these clocks. And before that, we were going up with the rhythm of the planet. The ancients knew this. They knew when to fall asleep and when to wake up. There's a certain rhythm that we're supposed to, maintain, that we're supposed to have. So, damn it. Huh. Man, I screwed up this video here. Sorry about that. But I'm gonna get going. Man, you guys can't see me. I don't know what's going on here, but damn it! Oh well. Bye, as a Candy Kid will be signing out. I just want to put a positive video out there. This one was kind of a weird one for me, but I had to get this done. So I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm gonna do a live stream of a game or something. Maybe a flight simulator again, or maybe a racing one. I don't know yet. Or I don't know, some strategy game, or maybe I'll start a series on a game and finish it. That has a good story mode. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. Please like, subscribe, share. Expose evil, one camera, one microphone at a time. And let's get it done. All right, guys. Bye, as a Candy Kid signing out. Peace.